Here's an interesting one for you. Joe Biden's gun control is being slammed in Congress. Why didn't they do anything before? Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. And if you're tired of seeing your rights under attack and want to stay in the loop as related to the freedom fight that's going on and fighting back, then hit the subscribe button down below and turn the bell icon on so that you never miss a critical update. And before I dive in, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Attorneys on Retainer. Was asked a lot of questions about AOR while I was in Lexington for the reenactment. And if you carry a firearm for self-defense, you need a legal team that's actually on your side. Become a member of AOR and you'll have an attorney or law firm that has your back. You asked for it, guys, and they delivered. They launched a huge update to the AOR program. They're still backed by Attorneys for Freedom. And they're now the only law firm in the nation that specializes in self-defense cases. That's all they do. They can operate in every single state. Yes, Connecticut, you're back in play. And if you reasonably and in good faith can assert that you acted in self-defense or of yourself or others, they'll cover you. That's pretty much it, as long as you remember. Some of the things they added, membership opportunities for business entities, commercial liability coverage, civil liability coverage. That's something everybody wanted. Red flag and emergency order coverage, another thing people were demanding. Expungement and record sealing coverage and online self-defense education and training. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Much more has been updated. Plus, if you join now, or if you're already a member, you can lock in your pricing until 2030. That's huge. Why? Well, because adding these additional benefits costs more money, so prices will be going up. If you're already a member, you should have gotten an email with a code to upgrade and unlock and expand your new benefits at no cost. Be sure to join now or upgrade before December 31st of 2025, and you'll have your pricing locked in until January 1st of 2030. Get $50 off your individual sign-up fee and $25 off your family sign-up fee just by using my code G&G through the link below. All right, let's jump into this. A House Republican has officially declared war on Biden's gun control agenda. Not while Biden's still in office. But the House Small Business Committee Chairman Roger Williams, a Republican out of Texas, just introduced a formal resolution slamming what he calls the Biden administration's extreme lengths to criminalize law-abiding gun owners. Wonder what you thought during the previous administration when they were actually there, but the resolution is sending a loud message. Congress is taking a stand to roll back Biden's anti-gun legacy and restore the Second Amendment. So what exactly does this resolution say? Well, according to Rep. Williams, he said, quote, "For too long, the Biden administration and radical leftists went to extreme lengths to criminalize law-abiding gun owners, jeopardizing the Second Amendment." That's some New England for you, jeopardizing. I forgot the R. And he's not wrong. This resolution disapproves Biden's gun control agenda and his administration's hostility towards us, lawful gun owners, and firearms businesses. It supports President Trump's pro-2A actions thus far, including dismantling harmful Biden-era policies. We need to see more of that. And it commends Trump for upholding the Constitution and protecting the right to keep and bear arms. And I want you all to hold on, listen to see what this resolution says, and then give me your honest opinion here. Let's talk about what's happening under Trump so far. Shortly after appointing Attorney General Pam Bondi and having her sworn in, he gave her a 30-day mission: find and expose any ongoing infringements on the Second Amendment across the federal government. Well, what happened after that? Well, a little bit of a waiting game, but she launched a brand new Second Amendment task force designed to leverage Department of Justice policy and legal firepower to protect gun rights and take down bureaucratic overreach. And I'm really optimistic about what they're going to do. But it included everything from regulatory rulemaking to courtroom battles that are currently ongoing, that's what I'm really waiting for, because I think that could have a huge impact almost immediately. Now, one of the first major wins was the repeal of Joe Biden's zero-tolerance ATF policy, which was a rule that let the government revoke FFL licenses over simple clerical errors. Yeah, paperwork mistakes could cost your job, your business, your livelihood. But now under the Trump DOJ, that rule is gone. Now, this new resolution was strategically introduced to coincide with what they're calling Second Amendment Day, a symbolic moment to rally support for constitutional freedoms. That's going to be this Thursday. Now, this resolution represents a united front against the regulatory war that's been waged on us, the 100 million plus gun owners here in America, over the past 4 years. And here's what the resolution actually says. 3 pages, we'll do it real quick. Supporting the Second Amendment's guarantee that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, and commending President Trump and his administration as they work to protect the Second Amendment freedoms by reviewing and eliminating any of the Biden administration's infringements on American constitutional freedoms. Whereas the Second Amendment to the Constitution safeguards the right of the people to keep and bear arms, declaring that such right shall not be infringed. Whereas James Madison, the father of the Second Amendment, stated, Americans have the right and advantage of being armed, unlike citizens of other countries whose governments are afraid to trust the people with arms. Whereas it has nonetheless been a stated goal of the Biden administration to restrict, burden, and undermine the ability of ordinary law-abiding citizens to exercise their right to keep and bear arms, by encouraging federal, state, and local lawmakers to pass gun control measures that self-evidently violate the spirit and letter of the Second Amendment, despite the understanding of the Second Amendment as an important protection against crime, tyranny, and oppression. Whereas there have been an increased number of rules issued by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives in recent years aimed at restricting Americans' right to keep and bear arms. Whereas the Bureau of Industry and Security has restricted the fundamental Second Amendment right enumerated in the Bill of Rights by implementing policies that limit commercial firearms exports without providing adequate reasoning to why such a prohibition is necessary. Whereas President Trump has vehemently defended the constitutional right to own and purchase firearms by peeling back the Biden administration's flagrant gun control measures. Whereas President Trump is protecting law-abiding gun owners from the infringements of ATF and BIS policies. And last page, where President Trump continues to empower law-abiding gun owners and firearm manufacturers to ensure the Second Amendment remains secure. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the House of Representatives, 1, reaffirms the support for the Second Amendment and the constitutional guarantee that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. 2, disapproves of the Biden administration's gun control agenda and hostility towards the lawful gun industry. 3, disapproves the rule and policy changes by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives under the Biden administration to restrict citizens' Second Amendment rights. 4, disapproves of the Bureau of Industry and Security policies to limit lawful firearm exports and bad faith attacks on civilian gun ownership. 5, supports President Trump's actions to repeal harmful policies imposed by the Biden administration on law-abiding gun owners. And 6, commends President Trump's commitment to upholding the Constitution and defending the constitutional right to bear arms. All right, and here's why this stuff matters. This resolution might not be a new law, but it's a powerful signal that momentum is shifting. We'll see how many people sign on to this. At last I checked, there was 14 others that signed on it immediately, but it's brand new. And the federal government under Biden weaponized the ATF, targeted FFLs, and put responsible gun owners in the crosshairs. And now we're seeing that change. We're seeing the Second Amendment defenders in Congress draw a line in the sand. I wish they would have done it when this was actually happening, though. But that's me. I want to hear from you. We're seeing the Trump administration undo the damage and move fast to restore our rights. But we all want it done faster. And you better believe the anti-gun crowd is not happy about this. Guys, if you value your right to keep and bear arms, now is the time to stay informed and get involved. Don't stay quiet. Let your representatives know you support this resolution. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button here on Guns and Gadgets. You know, we cut through the noise here and give you the truth the mainstream media won't. So subscribe, join this growing freedom family, and I am humble that you are considering that. A huge thanks again to our sponsor, Attorneys on Retainer, for making the video possible. If you carry concealed, don't leave yourself unprotected. Click the link in the description and see why more gun owners are switching to Attorneys on Retainer every single day. Use my code G&G to save big too on signing up. Until next time, be safe, stay ready, and remember, the fight for freedom never ends. Take care.